Well, hello there. Welcome to this week's video. It is the 11th of September 2023. I'm Karen from KarenAntara.com. I really get this feeling that we're on the cusp of a change, and I've probably said this before, and many people have been waiting for the great awakening that's meant to occur on this planet, and everybody wakes up and suddenly we find ourselves in the Garden of Eden, and that would be nice, but let's be honest, it's probably pretty unlikely. So I do feel that we are on the cusp of a change, though. And when I look around, even though mainstream media news is not telling us anything good, because it's pretty much death and destruction on there every night, but the point is there are snippets that I catch here and there of some good changes that are starting to occur. And it kind of reminds me of spring in my garden. Here in Australia, we've just moved into spring, 1st of September. And, there's birds collecting bits and bobs to make nests, and there's buds on my apple trees, and my nectarine tree has flowers on it. And I'm like, yay, we're moving into that phase where everything starts to grow and bloom and blossom, and it's very beautiful as we move into an abundant summer. And yet I'm very aware that I have to do the work in my garden. I have to prepare the soil, I have to plant the stuff, I have to nurture it, I have to water it, take care that weeds don't come in, etc. Because that's what we have to do when we want to create an abundant season. And I'm kind of using this as a metaphor, of course, to what I see going on in the world. Because, when I look at government systems, all of them, health, politics, the medical, banking, all of it, I could look at that and say, wow, that is such a dead season. It's dead, it's decaying, it works for them, it doesn't work for us. It really needs to be swept away, cleaned up, and removed from our experience here on this planet. And I do see signs of that happening. I do see signs here and there that we are challenging things and we are making changes, and those changes that are happening are not going to be put on mainstream media. So we're not going to be able to sit in our lounge rooms and go, yay, we're really getting somewhere. It's much more subtle. We have to read between the lines. And many people would say, oh yeah, that's wishful thinking. But I still see it rolling out bit by bit. Just these snippets of positive change, and it gives me great hope, and it makes me really feel that we are on the cusp of a change. I don't know when that change will be fully through. And it reminds me that sometimes, you go into spring and you get a little bit of warm weather and you go, yay, we're in spring, this is great. And then you get this icy cold blast that comes through and dashes all your hopes. And certainly we see that happening, in the world landscape as well. Just when we think we're getting ahead, they decide to do something else sinister. But I do believe these government systems and things, they do belong to a season past. I look forward to watching them decay and crumble. And it reminds me of a movie called Inception. I often refer back to this movie. I hope you've seen it. If you haven't, then what I'm going to say next won't make a lot of sense. So go and check out the movie. But there's a scene towards the end where the main character goes back into these levels of consciousness and levels of dreamscape, and he goes there to find his deceased wife. And when he returns into there, he finds the landscape that they had created together is all crumbling and decaying, and it's falling apart, and buildings are falling down into the ocean and things like that. And it always reminds me of what I view as the government corrupt world government systems and banking and pharma and all of that we have in the world. And I kind of keep seeing those signs, just hints that it's crumbling and it's decaying and it's starting to collapse and fall apart. And of course, when things collapse and crumble, then there's a space for us to build anew. And I think that this is exactly the time that we're in, because people are waking up in greater and greater numbers. And that's lovely to see. Certainly over the last 3 years, many more people are awake. However, just as in that movie, he goes back to kind of finish it with her. But she's not giving up, and she's kind of haunting him, right? She's kind of following him, haunting him. She's coming for him. But the point is, only he has the power to remove her from his experience. And that's the point that I wanted to get to, because we have the power to remove those systems, the corruption, all of the evil. We have the power to remove that from our experience. Those are the people that are coming for us. We have the power to remove them. But we have to stand strong, and we have to stand up. Basically, we have to take control of our own mind in this, because they want us to believe that we are powerless. They want us to believe that we can't do anything to change anything. But we are not. The power is within us. They've said it clearly as part of their agenda thing, which I probably won't say in case they censor my video. But anyway, there is an agenda there. And they have said very clearly that they consider us to be useless eaters. We are not. We are far from it. We are powerful. We are compassionate. We are love. We are pure, beautiful consciousness. But in their cruel declaration of what they think we are, within that is like a subliminal program. It's a mind control program. They want us to believe that we are useless, powerless, worthless, helpless. And they want us to believe that so that we don't rise up against them. It's so obvious. It astounds me that people actually can't put these pieces together. People laugh and they go, ha ha ha, they call us useless eaters. But then what do they do next? Nothing. Those people do nothing. They laugh at the statement without realizing actually the enormity of it. And as I say, it's a subliminal mind program. Because the people that laugh at the statement and ridicule it, they don't do anything. They're scared to speak up. They don't stand up and do what they say. They don't challenge the system. They back down the moment they're challenged. And that means that that the Matrix has them, in a sense. Because really now it is time to grow up. And if you want your children to live in a better world, if you want to live in a better world, it's not going to happen on its own. Nothing happens on its own. Nobody is coming to save you or me or any of us. And that is a true part. And the thing is, if you find yourself in a bad relationship, nobody comes to save you from that. It's up to you to say, I'm just not having this anymore. And you make steps and you get out of there. If you want to earn more money, if you want to get a job, that doesn't all just magically float to you sat on your sofa. You have to get up and go out there and look and do something to make it happen. You have the power to make things happen in your life. At every pivotal time in my life when I've realized that something wasn't right, something wasn't the way I needed it to be, I've had that realization. I have to be the one to do this. I have to do this. Nobody's going to come and do it for me. And sure, we have people that help us along the way. We have, friends that support us. We might have healers or coaches or advisors or mentors, all of that stuff. But the point is, it must be instigated by us first. We have to take the first step and the next one and the next one and the next one. And we have to keep going. And it's the same with everything, whether it's a diet. You have to keep doing the diet. If it's a fitness or an exercise program, you have to actually do it. You have to put your running shoes on. You have to go to the gym. You have to get out there and walk or whatever it is that you're doing. If it's a new business, you have to do the things each day to make the business work and grow. Every new project requires this. It doesn't happen on its own. You have to do something because nobody's going to come along and do it for you. No one's going to come along and save you because you are the power. You have the power. I do. Everybody does. It's just that we don't use our power. That's the frustrating point. Frustrating part of this. We know that we've tried to wake people up and they won't wake up until they're ready, and they may never. That doesn't then give us the option to sit back and wait for them, because that may never happen. More people than ever have woken up over the last 3 years, and that is an absolute blessing. Thank you, God, finally. Could we have a little bit more? Could we have a little bit quicker? Is my prayer as well. But anyway, it's not a time to sit back and wait for someone else to do this. It's for us. We have to step up and do this now. If you sit back and expect everybody else to make it all good, make it all nice, then I'm sorry, but you are exactly what they want you to be and to believe about yourself. Ineffective, powerless. But you're not. That's the whole point. They want you to believe that you are powerless, worthless, hopeless. Hopeless and helpless are the two lowest vibrational states that you could be in. And over the last 3 years, at various stages of all of their shenanigans, you know, when they've locked you up and when they've made you do this and when they've taken this away from you and you can't go there and you can't travel or whatever, in those 3 years, they have at times made us feel helpless to go up against them, to change everything. But that's what they want. They have an agenda of domination and control. And as long as they can make us believe that we are powerless, as long as we sit down, then they're right. We are. That's why we have to step up. We have to take the power that is within us, the creative power, because nobody is going to come and save us. It's up to us. We have to step up, all of us. We have to look after each other. We have to come together, not be separate and segregated. People like different pronouns. They do things to their bodies. They eat meat or don't eat meat. They vote for political parties or a different one. Their skin is a different colour. Their hair is something. They pray to a different deity or whatever. The point is, we are all human. Humanity. We all have red blood. And their agenda is to control all of us. They are pitching us against each other so that we can't come together and stand up against them, because we are so divided that we can't even stand next to somebody because their skin is the wrong colour, for goodness sake. But the point is, we are the humans here. Some of them are not even human. I laugh, but I'm serious. We have to come together and we have to realise that we are the power. We are the power. Nobody's coming to save us but us, because we are a powerful force to be reckoned with. And when we stand together in unity, when we come together and when we each play our part, and that could be standing up and protesting, it could be not conforming, not consenting, caring for each other, reaching out to someone that needs a helping hand. All of that human stuff that people forget about when they get so caught up in social media and black-pilled and things like that. But this is our human connection, our human heart. We are a collective on a mission of awakening and empowerment and bringing truth for sovereignty and for liberation. And when we each come together and play our part in that, there's something very beautiful there, and it's time. And that is, we are on the cusp of change when we come together in that way, because we are a powerful force to be reckoned with. And that's what we have to do now. We have to step up, we have to take responsibility, and we have to start creating the experience that we want now. Nothing flows to us magically. We have to have some input. As much as I would like to go out into my garden and find that everything is perfect out there and it's all in full bloom, the only way I'm going to get that is if we do the work. I was going to say I do the work, but I got to say my husband does a lot of the work in the garden. I do the easy, pretty parts. But the point is, it's a group effort, right? We come together, we create this beautiful thing together in our garden, and that's what you and I can do, and all the rest of us that are awake now. We can come together. We can create a beautiful experience here on earth, as the Garden of Eden, if you like, but I just don't want to do too much digging. However, I'm happy to do clearing work, planting work. So there's a little role for each of us, right? We can do the best that we can do. And we each have a very unique way of using our power so that it still is part of the greater whole. If you want abundance in your garden this summer, you have to prepare your soil and you have to get out there and plant. And if we want to see a beautiful life experience here on earth for us, for our children, our grandchildren, we have to stand up and do what is necessary to assist, in a way, the pulling down of the dead, the decaying government timeline and systems, clear that away, and bring up and plant something new, because that's where our power lies as well. There are many amongst us that have some amazing, gifts and talents, skills and abilities that could create beautiful things for us going forwards. So as I said in my video last week, time waits for no one. We haven't got time to lose now. We have to keep pushing forward to create the reality that we all want to experience, because they're still pushing for their control and domination of us, of humanity. They don't sit back and have a little break or, take a little holiday from their agenda. They are on it full time. And we are in a battle of good versus evil. We haven't won the battle yet. Whilst I do believe we win it, we still have to take the steps to get there. Whilst I do believe my garden will be abundant this summer, if I don't plant in spring, I ain't getting an abundant summer, and it's the same thing. So they are full-time at their agenda of control. We have to be full-time at our agenda of freedom and sovereignty for all of us, because that's what we're here for at this time, really. So if you align to freedom and sovereignty, please stand up, please talk, please spread the word, please speak your truth. Please do whatever it takes so that we can all experience the beauty that really is here on this earth. And it should be available to all of us. So that's what I feel passionate about today. Coming together, recognizing, remembering that the power is within you. And you must remind yourself that all of the time, because their agendas are specifically to program you into helpless and hopeless. But you're not that. You're not that. None of us are. We just have to remember the power is within us, our connection with humanity. We each have a beating heart. We each have red blood, and we need to come together and rise as a collective to create a beautiful future. So that's my little talk for today. It's a little bit serious and dramatic, maybe in places, but I am very passionate, and I do absolutely believe that we are on a cusp of change. But yeah, we can't take the foot off the pedal just yet, can we? If you are searching for a community to belong to, come across to my Facebook group. It's called Awake, Aware, Sovereign and Free. What else would I call it? I'm very active on Facebook, not so much on Instagram, but comment here, look up my website, karenamtara.org, and I hope to connect with you again soon. Have a great week. Bye-bye.